Good afternoon and welcome to JDT episode 11. I know it's been a little while since we put out our last video. Looks like the 29th of May. So we apologize for that. But again, like I've said before, we've just moved to a new city and work's been pretty busy lately. So we're doing the best we can. We're still doing trading on the side, on the market, and things have been pretty good lately. We have some new things we'd like to show you and a new website that's a trading journal that we just recently found. Right now we're using the free version, and we're kind of in a trial version for about a week, I think, and I'm pretty sure we should be able to maintain some of the big functionality of the trading journal even once we're not in the once we're no longer in the trial version. But we'll see. We'll let you know what we find out is actually still functional once we get out of that trial, once we find out. But anyways, our last video, we were at $993 of profit for the year so far, and we left off with you all on Friday, 29 May 2026, which was a no trade day for us, or at least a yeah, I don't even think we entered. I think it was just a no trade day. So then we went into the month of June. We started off the month of June pretty good until we got to the 5th of June, where we lost $311 or 6.99%. Now, you guys might see this date here, June 4th, which was a pretty important date for the trading world, because we actually had a very major change in the pattern day trading rules, where you no longer needed $25,000 in your trading account to have access to unlimited day trading, but now only $2,000. So that is at least partially what's responsible for this big loss here, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But no, for real. That is a very big change that happened here for a lot of retail traders, because now all of a sudden we have, if you have only $2,000 in your account, you can now day trade as many times as you would like every day. There's no there's no maximum amount of day trades you can do in a week. I think it was every 5 days anymore. So you can trade in, out, as many times as you want, which can lead to very big profits or very big losses. So you have to be careful. And there is going to be, with trading, like we've talked about in the past, there is a big psychological factor that is involved with trading. And with this new found ability that we have as retail traders to have unlimited day trading, there is going to be a very big difference in the psychology of our trading in some aspects. In other aspects, it's going to be pretty much the same, but we as retail traders are going to have to stay very disciplined with our trading and our setups and our entries that we make, because we have a lot more power than we used to, and we can very quickly draw down our accounts. As you can see here, what happened the first full day of access of the new pattern day trade rule, or at least for me. I mean, the new rule may have been in effect for the entirety of 4 June. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe that day I was kind of busy with work and didn't really have a full day with the pattern day trading rule, the new one, until the 5th of June, where we had this loss. Now, I don't remember off the top of my head exactly what went into this big loss, but essentially it probably boiled down to a lack of discipline with entering and not following the strategy that we've been trying to develop this year. The following week, though, we made back most of the money that we had lost. So let's see. So we were up 1102. So we didn't quite get back up to where we were for profit for the year, but we made $304 profit for that week. So we started getting kind of back into a groove, and then we again this week We're recording this 19 June, so it's Friday. It's actually Juneteenth today. So this week is this last week that we just finished. We ended up minus 109 for the week with a little bit of a loss day on Tuesday as well. So you can see, obviously, on the 5th of June, we were above that 3 to 5% drawdown range we've been talking about, and this Tuesday we kept it at about almost 4% down. But we had a couple of days of winning to close off the week before going into this holiday. And you can see we've been keeping a running total of our year-to-date performance. That's what this new column on the right is here. So the highest we've gotten up so far this year is 47.39%. We've had a little bit of a drawdown, but we got back a little bit, 46.47% here, closing out the day on 18 June. So it's still not bad for total year-to-date performance. We are climbing up a little bit, I believe. Since our last video, we were at 43.28, so we're making a little bit more progress. Nothing to really write home about versus the last video, but at the end of the day, it's still very good performance for the year so far, with $986. Again, using the simple math of profit loss so far in the year. Now I'm going to jump over to our Robinhood trading account, and we'll look at the year to date. You can see we are up on Robinhood 1409 and 46.41% at this moment right now. And you'll also see that our stocks that we're holding, we have SpaceX. So we actually, my wife and I, went and entered into the SpaceX IPO, and we were actually awarded one share from the initial public offering of SpaceX, and we got in at a cost of $135. So it's up a little bit now. Total profit, which is actually very impressive off of just one share, we've made $46.60 so far. So no complaints there. And we really just want to, we're planning on just keeping this IPO share for the long term, just because we think it's kind of cool to have a piece of history, with that being the biggest IPO in history, with Elon Musk at the helm. So we're very excited about that. That is going to make it a little different with our, it's going to make things a little bit different with our numbers, because that fluctuation of that SpaceX, traditionally this year so far, we've been trading our entire portfolio, putting our entire portfolio into each of our trades. We're still going to be doing that, but with the caveat that we have that one SpaceX share, so that's going to be changing the numbers a little bit. But by and large, it shouldn't make too big of a difference with our numbers. So now I'm going to go over to this new website I was telling you about that has a trading journal function called TradesViz. And basically what you can do is you can import your trades from Robinhood, and I believe it works with other brokerages as well, but I know it works with Robinhood. And you can just click import, and you can actually download a CSV file from Robinhood of really whatever time frame you want, and then you can upload it here to this website. And it talks about the CSV file information here and some instructions here. You can upload it to this website, and then you can get a very nice general summary of your trade performance. And I'll show you real quick, before I show you the details of that, I'm going to jump back over to Robinhood and show you where you can get that file. So you go to account if you're on the web browser, and then once this menu pops up, you go to reports and statements, and then up on the left side here you go to reports, and then you can see the different past reports I've requested here, and you can select which account you want, the start date, the end date, and then generate report. And once you do that, they give you a little disclaimer. I think they say it can take up to 24 hours, but in my experience, I think the reports have always come out, at least recently when I've done them, within an hour or so. So it's really fast. So the last one I did was January 1st, 2026 to June 18th, 2026. And that's what I actually have currently loaded into that TradesViz website. Um, so I'll go back over to TradesViz. So now these numbers are based off of that report that I just showed you, that CSV file from Robinhood. So it's really cool. You see up top, and you can change around what information is being displayed to you. But the ones I have right now is total profit loss for the year, just over 1,000. So you can see it's not quite exactly equal to the simple math we've been doing on our Google spreadsheet, but it's close. It's ballpark. And then this one's pretty cool. Total winning days percentage, 90.141% total winning days. So that's not bad. That's not bad for the year so far. About a little past halfway through the year now. And then we have the average trade profit and loss, and then profit factor. And then you have some nice charts here. Daily wins and losses. You can see the y-axis here, 0, 1, 2, 3. Most of the time this year so far, we've been just doing one trade a day. And then here in June is where we started going a little crazy because of the new pattern day trade rule. So some cool little graphs you can see here. We have a total profit loss for the year. You see January over here on the left of the x-axis, and then June here. So we're still climbing our way up this year. And then here we have daily profit and loss, basically just showing how much you make or lose per day. You can see some of those big losses in June so far. And then scroll down here, they have this nice little feature I like where it shows you like a little calendar, so you can see like, okay, so June so far we've made a profit total of $39. It shows you green and red days and no trade days. And then currently we're 19 June today. And you can go back, May we lost 36 total. April we made 505. And I have not went back and confirmed all of these numbers. I'm assuming it's pretty ballpark accurate based on the data that it's reading is coming straight from the Robinhood CSV file, but we can actually real time, let's go to April because that looks like a pretty high profit month. So we'll look at our our Google spreadsheets document for the month of April and see if it looks ballpark accurate, because we know we've been keeping pretty close tabs on here. So April starts here, and we'll look at our profits until here. So we had, let's see, I guess we can just do some quick math. Let me pull up my calculator here, and we'll just run the portfolio balance near the end of March, which is 38.58, and we'll subtract, actually, sorry, let me do this another way. We'll go to the end of April, 43.76, and then we'll subtract from that the end of March number, 38.58. 38.58. 518. What did TradesViz say? 505. Yeah, so it's ballpark. So again, I haven't checked all of these in depth, but roughly speaking, it seems pretty accurate. So at least at a quick glance, you can just import your CSV file, and then you can get all this kind of data. And again, like I said, 10 days free of this trial. But when you look at it, I'll see if I can click on it here if it gives any information. Right now, they have like the Pro, the Platinum, but they had, I can try to see the free tier that they have. I thought they had somewhere showing what you get with the free version. Let me try to see if I can find it. I don't want to waste your guys' time by spending too long trying to find this while I'm recording, but let me just look around real quick. let's see, I don't think it'd be there. Subscription. And it says that you'll automatically be charged after the trial, but I don't believe they have any of my card information yet. So, but I will be keeping an eye on that. Yeah. And I'm not sure. I'll try to look into this some more about the trial, and I'll get back to you guys. Yeah, because it might just take too long to try to find it right now. But anyways, it's some pretty cool numbers and some pretty cool charts and data that you can see, and it's displayed in a really nice and convenient way. So it can be good for journaling and just seeing how your trading is going overall at a quick glance. So yeah, this is a little update video. I wanted to get this out there because it had been a little bit of time since we posted our last video, so I didn't want it to be too much time in between videos. But yeah, so we're up 46.47% right now. Again, we can, I'll pull up TradingView too. We can look at yesterday's trading action. Well, so it was 18. So we made 0.41%, and you can see I've started to put multiple trades down in the notes column because of that new pattern day trading rule. We've been taking multiple trades per day. So we decided to put that in the column instead of like keeping a track of every trade that we enter and exit. And then we just kind of like do the days total percentage made or lost and amount made or lost. Yesterday we, let me zoom this out. Yesterday we made, what was it, 0.41% profit. And I honestly, off the top of my head, don't remember for sure where we entered and exited, but you can see we have our areas of liquidity on the high and low side here drawn out, and you can see price action went below these green lines here, areas of liquidity on the low side, and then shot back up. So you can see just a quick glance of this back test. It worked again, and it went. It started from it went above the green line here, down below for a little bit, came back up and pushed up quite a bit more yesterday. And also a big area yesterday with Tesla specifically was this $400 per share mark, and it did actually push above that right near the end of the market day yesterday. Then it kind of tapered off below 400 again. So it will be interesting to see next week what it does in terms in relation to this 400 level line. It seems like that's a pretty key level lately with Tesla. But just a quick glance, you can see these lines have been pretty accurate again, or were pretty accurate again yesterday. So if you would have entered, let's say like here, where it tested below the green and had some continued growth above the green, you could have made a good amount of profit there. But anyways, we'll go ahead and cut this video here at about the 20-minute mark, or I guess not quite 20 minutes, but it's getting close to that point. And once again, we'd like to thank you for watching JDT 11, and happy trading.